Zack Wheeler profile piece from Matt Gelb, I think it was. Yeah. And one of the headliners, here it is, Zack Wheeler's way, the ace who knows what he likes and has no time for everything else. One of the headliners was he is done with baseball when his contract expires at the end of the 2027 season. It's 2025.
Charlie Morton said that for like 10 years in a row and kept signing like 1 year, $20 million deals.
Yeah. I mean, if Wheeler's pitching like this, he's going to be getting 1 year, $45 million offers.
Yeah.
He's a top 5 pitcher in the sport.
Agreed.
And he's saying that he has 3 years left in him. And hey, he might be a very different looking pitcher
in 2 more.
In 2.5 seasons from now. But also he might still be a pretty good number 1 starter in baseball. And if that's the case, you don't often see guys step aside completely on top. Do you think that...
But good for him if he does it.
Do you think he'll do it if he's Wheeler?
I don't know Zack Wheeler that well, but he doesn't seem like a guy that's going to go back on his word.
Okay.
I like it. Listen, this article is crazy. It's awesome. I love it. Listen, you want to know how different people are in life? Just read this article because there's Zack Wheeler, and then there's like 99% of the other baseball guys that are all involved. So we're going to dig in here a little bit.
Okay, so he barely looks at his phone when he's with his family. He essentially puts it away.
I love that. I wish I could do that.
That's hard to do.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. I'm proud of him for that.
It's admirable.
That's hard, man. I mean, because I got Scott texting me, what time do I need to be down for dinner at night? Like, right? So it's hard for me not to look at my phone. What time do I need to be there to wash your car? Am I cutting the grass this week? So I got to answer. I got to answer. I got to answer the kids.
I'm like, AJ, is dinner at night or is that breakfast? I'm so confused. But AJ's just a nice guy replying to everyone. For Zack Wheeler, he also is not the healthiest eater. He also is not a big gym guy.
I love that, too. Pitchers, okay, Kratz, you and I can have this conversation. The old saying, you can't pull fat, right? Where does it come from? Baseball players. You got to have some fat on your body to move around because it shields your muscles from pulling. And I'm all for lifting weights and I'm all for eating healthy. But I think at this point in society, especially baseball society, we've taken it to an extreme. Why do I think, and I could be and so all the people on Twitter and all the people in the comments can tell me I'm wrong, but there's a way where you get too ripped and you get too big and you get too strong and then you can't move as efficiently and your body can't do it. And after time and time, you get tired. I mean, I worked out almost every day that I played, especially like later in my career, like the last like 10 to 12 years, I worked out almost every day, but it wasn't a heavy lift. It was let's get the blood flowing. We're on the road. It's 2:00. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to get some blood flowing. I ride the bike for 20 minutes, just get blood moving. And did I eat great on the road? I don't think it wasn't possible back, then. Different times now, but you still got to mix in some fat. Juan Pierre was one of the most jacked dudes I ever seen in my life. I played with him for years. He ate like 7 ice cream bars a day and was jacked. And he would tell you, like, you got to put some fat in your body.
But to me, that's like you're born with a gift. Your metabolism's off the charts. Your athleticism's off the charts. You're an outlier. Here's the story that stood out. Apparently last season, Orion Kirkering stepped into the gym and saw a Diet Coke bottle with a sticky note on it, and it said Wheels. Kirkering was confused. Someone told him when Wheeler works out, the few times he does a year, he treats himself to a Diet Coke. Cheap drink.
I mean, they're gonna study Zack Wheeler. Zack Wheeler had Tommy John surgery in 2015. How long do we say Tommy John surgeries last? 6 years? 7, 8 years, maybe? He's now in his 10th year. If you think the answer is you have to lift, you have to do this, you have to do that, maybe it's not. Maybe, you can't have any gluten, can't have any dairy, can't have any all this stuff. And I was somebody when I played, I was very strict into that stuff. And I, made it kind of a lifestyle change. But you can't be a bodybuilder. So I think it's the two extremes. If Zack Wheeler wasn't healthy, people would say, you got to check out, you got to be in the weight room more. Because he's stayed healthy and he's pitched at an elite level, tons of innings for essentially 10 years on this most recent Tommy John surgery, you're going to have to look at it. This dude is physically gifted too. He is a monster. He is long, lanky, repeatable mechanics. So who knows? Maybe this will open some eyes to some people, but there'd be a lot of strength coaches. And believe me, every team has at least 2 strength coaches now and massage therapists that are strength coaches. They're like, no, you got to get in the weight room.
I'm not saying don't get in the weight room, but I'm saying getting incredibly shredded, if that's not your body type, naturally, you got to play with what your body type is, right? I mean, like I said, I worked out all the time. I worked out almost every day, 7 days a week. If I was at the field, I had to do something, but that was my way to get my body going. I wasn't lifting heavy. I was I was doing light weights. I was doing more circuity stuff. That took like 30 to 45 minutes of just moving around, right? Getting on the bike, getting on the treadmill, whatever it was, lifting, doing some stuff. But you got to know your body type and you got to figure that out. Everyone, it's not a cookie cutter thing. And not every dude is meant to be shredded. And sometimes when you get too shredded, you get hurt more because you just don't have anything protection there.
Giancarlo Stanton just came back. He's the opposite side of the spectrum here.
Tyler O'Neill
Tyler
O'Neill is basically a bodybuilder. He cannot stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
He can't. He hasn't his whole career.
We're cherry picking. We're cherry picking, yes. But to me, look at the guys and their body types that play every single day. More dad bod type of players. Look at the guys that are out there 155 to 162 games. Not one of them that I've seen is shredded. In the sense of like a lifting shredded. Like they're a little frumpy, but they're carrying that weight because you need it to get through the rigors of the season and keep your muscles pliable and loose.
Dad bods win championships. All right, we learned a lot here.